विहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हे राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम। जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम। जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ। जय बलादेवा जय सुभद्रा। जय गौरानिता जय गौरानिता। जय गौरानिता जय गौरानिता। निताय गौरारी बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौरारी बोल। निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो। जय गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि। निताय गौरारी बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौरारी बोल। जय सच्चिदानंदन जय सच्चिदानंदन जय सच्चिदानंदन गौर हरे। गौरा गौरा गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि। निताय गौरारी बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौरारी बोल। मायापुर चंद्रा गौर हरि। नदिया बिहारी गौर हरि निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। निताय गौर ब्रह्मानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी गोपाल की जय। सबके बॉटम जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ऐसी भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। आनंद कोटि वैष्णव मंत्र की जय। नमाचार्य सरदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगामय यमुनामाई की जय। भक्ति देव तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories. All glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Where is the sound is coming? Okay, muted. Okay, thank you very much for joining. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Share Canto 1, Chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service, verse number 15. Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 2, Divinity, Divine Service, verse number 15. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरि ओम तत्सत्। 1.2.15 यद अनुध्यासीन युक्ताः कर्म ग्रन्थि निबन्धनम् चिन्तन्ति कोविदास्तस्य को न कुर्यात् कथारतिम्। यदनुध्यासीन युक्ता कर्म ग्रन्थि निबन्धनम् चिन्तन्ति कोविदास्तस्य को न कुर्यात् कथारतिम्। यदनुध्यासीन युक्ता कर्म ग्रन्थि निबन्धनम् चिन्तन्ति कोविदास्तस्य को न कुर्यात् कथारतिम्। Transliteration: yet which anudhya remembrance, asina sword, yukta being equipped with, karma reactionary work, granthi knot, nibandhanam internet, chindanti cut, kovida intelligent, tasya his, kahu not, kuryat shall do, katha messages, ratim attention. Translation by Divine Grace ऐसी भक्त वेदांत स्वामी श्री गोपाल की जय। With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? Please repeat. With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? We'll try to understand this words. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Today we are discussing from Canto 1 Creation, Chapter 2 Divinity and Divine Service, verse number 15. यद्धानुध्यासीन युक्ता कर्मग्रन्थि निबन्धनम् चिन्तन्ति कोविदस्तस्य को न कुर्यात् हतारतिम्. So very important verse. Although this chapter is very important in this canto. It is giving a summary almost like a chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, contents of Gita summarized. So everything is included in a brief, even the process of the steps which we were discussing yesterday, the 9 steps of bhakti from Adav Shraddha to prema, sadhakanam mayam premno pradubhavet kramat, Adav Shraddha tata sadhu sango tata bhajana kriya tata anartha nivrutti syat तथा निष्ठा तथा रुचि तथा आसक्ति तथा भाव प्रेम अभ्युदंचत. So how step by step there is a gradual progress in bhakti process, starting from developing faith, associating with devotees, and taking surrendering to a spiritual master, taking initiation, and then anartha nivrutti, then nishtha, form faith, asakti, developing fixed attachment, developing taste, ruchi and asakti, and then bhava, ecstatic symptoms, and then Krishna prema. These are the 9 stages of bhakti. So these are being laid out in this chapter. Just a few 2 more verses from verse number 17 all the way to 16 to all the way to 21. These same steps are given. The process, divinity, understanding who is the Supreme Lord, who is that divinity, and then how to attain him through devotion. That's why this chapter is titled Divinity and Divine Service. So we had I think few weeks gap because of my Vaishnava training. So we'll try to recap. The first chapter is called Questions by the Sages. There are Saunaka and other rishis assembled in Naimisharanya before Kali Yuga started in Dwapara Yuga. At the end of Dwapara Yuga, 1,000-year sacrifice there in Naimisharanya. Even now it is there, Naimisharanya. So there they are asking these questions to Suta Goswami, because Suta Goswami heard from Sukadeva Goswami in the assembly of Sukadeva Goswami. He was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. At the same time, Suta Goswami was there. So he is speaking because he has heard from his bona fide spiritual master. He is speaking to now Saunaka and other. Then they asked the 6 questions. What is the ultimate good for the people in general? That was the first question. And what is the essence of all the scriptures? Second question. Why did Krishna appear in the womb of Mother Devaki and Vasudeva? That is the third question. Then what are the Leela Avataras? That is the fourth question. And what is the Guna Avataras qualitative incarnation? Fifth question. And the sixth question, why did when Krishna left the planet, where did all the religion taken? These are the 6 questions asked by Saunaka and other rishis in Naimisharanya to Suta Goswami, spiritual master. Then Suta Goswami, responding to those questions and is giving brief answers in this chapter. Three of the questions are answered so far. So far, two questions are answered. So in brief, but whole Srimad Bhagavatam is the answers to those six questions. Just like the Bhagavad Gita is also question and answers. Arjuna is asking. He expressed the doubts and reasons to our Krishna. Then he surrendered. Then he was asking questions. 2.55 is the first question of Arjuna. Gradually you will see in every chapter or every other chapter, one or two chapters, there are questions. So throughout the Bhagavad Gita, and then Lord Krishna is answering. Same way here, also same way, Srimad Bhagavatam is also question and answers, conversations. A variety of parallels are there. The first starting point here is, so between actual starting point is Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. But the actual Bhagavatam book begins with the second parallel, which is happened after Sukadeva Goswami, which is Suta Goswami, speaking to this Saunaka and other. Now in this chapter, Suta Goswami is responding to Saunaka and other rishis. So he is speaking first, what is the ultimate good for the people in general and what is the essence of all the scriptures. It is nothing but Bhagavata Dharma, understanding, establishing Bhagavad Dharma and executing this devotion service to that Supreme Lord. That is actually called Bhagavad Dharma. Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radokshide Ahaitugi Apradhyata Ayatma Suprasiddhat. Uninterrupted, unmotivated devotion service, serving the Supreme Lord with love and affection, without expecting anything in return, without any ulterior motives, and uninterrupted, not stopping. So that is actually unconditional. So no conditions. Love is two sides. So in exchange of love, with exchange of love, so with living entity is exchanging with the Supreme. That is actual Bhagavad Dharma. That is the ultimate occupation. That is the ultimate duty. That is the ultimate benefit, and that is the essence also Bhagavad Dharma and engaging devotion service. So that is 1.2.6 is answering that question, two questions. And then further, so what will be the benefit of, okay, if I perform Bhagavatam, what will happen is being addressed immediately. You will attain knowledge, transcendental knowledge, and also develop detachment naturally. That has been explained in the next verse. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayos Janayati Asu Vairagyam. Janayati Asu Vairagyam. Jnanam Chedayetu. Jnana and Vairagya. Not material knowledge, but transcendental knowledge. And then Ahaitukam. Jnanam Vairagyam. Detachment also will happen. Detachment means internal detachment, not external detachment. External, it is externally we still perform the activities, but internally we are detached from the. We are in this world, but we will act not of this world. So internally we are detached. So that's what it means. And then further it is explained, but if it doesn't happen, if we don't do what will happen, what is going to happen? So then we'll be bound with the reactions. Actually, even human life is meant to be used for self-preservation and to keep the body fit. That is what we are supposed to do. But people think that just performing this karma kanda, performing dharma, artha, kama, religiosity, economic development, increasing somehow the wealth, gaining the wealth, fulfilling the desires. This is what people think, but that is not the ultimate goal. That will cause us to come again and again and go through this birth, death, old age, disease, taking different species of life from all the way from aquatics through the gradual evolution to beasts and human beings, a variety of human beings. So this is the cycle we are going through because of this, having this same mentality of dharma, artha and kama, not looking for actually loving service to the Lord. So that's why this has been explained in the next few verses. One must ultimately, whatever we do, even using the Varnashrama system, it is ultimately to praise the Supreme Lord. So Varnashrama Sarvata Purushen Puman Vishnor Aradhyate Nanya Tattvoshkam. Same thing is explained. Atha Pumbir Dvija Shrestha Varnashrama Vibhavasya Swanustitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshnam. You must please the Supreme Lord. Whether we are in Brahmacharya ashram, Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, or Sannyas, or Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra, or Brahmana, or Kshatriya, or Vaisya, or Sudra. Whatever, Varna or ashram, whatever we are in, ultimate, the main aim is any of these. It is not a caste system, it is more of a quality, based on a quality. So there should be a society, there should be a class, there should be divisions like the brain, the head, the arms, the belly, and the legs. Divisions in the body, same way there should be divisions: intelligent and administrative, and then business class and worker class. These are the four natural divisions. That's how the Supreme Lord has created in this world. Now, coming back after that, it has been further explained then in the previous verse. One must, in order for us to, because naturally when we perform the work, there are reactions to it. If we don't engage in pure devotions only, then we must execute. When the reactions come, then we have to engage in, especially with one point attention. Tasmad ekena manasa. Tasmad ekena manasa srotavyassya kirtitavyasya smartavyasya. So one must hear with one point attention, one must hear, chant, remember, and glorify the Supreme Lord to counteract the miseries of the material, counteract this sense attachment, bodily attachment, mind attachment. So this must be done to worshipping the Supreme. Otherwise, there is no possibility to come out of this threefold miseries: Adi Atmika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Daivika, which is suffering caused by our own body, our mind, or intelligence, and then caused by the other living entities, caused by the demigods in terms of the hurricanes and too much cold, too much heat. So all those COVID, whatnot. So all these different situations, these are all threefold miseries caused in this material world, bound to happen. So now this verse is addressing that. So because the reactions in the previous verse is mentioned as Tasmad Ekena Manasa. One point attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. Tasmad Ekena Manasa, Bhagavan Satvatam Pati, Srotavasya Kirtitavasya, Dhyaya Pujascha Nichata. When can we do this? The addressing further, this is a continuation of the previous verse. When we will be able to come to the Ekagra Manasa? There are 5 types of minds. We also discussed that. Kshipta, Vikshipta, there is a monkey mind, donkey mind. Mind is always fluctuating. And then mind which is an ignorance, like a donkey mind. Mind which is partially fixed, like a butterfly. And then Ekagra, one point attention, but not fully. Still, sometimes it could be there could be fluctuation, and then finally fully niruda, fully absorbed. That is, these are the 5 stages of minds. It is the names I forget. Kshipta, Muda, Vikshipta. Kshipta, Muda, Vikshipta, Ekagra, Niruda. Those are the 5 stages. So, in order to come to that one point attention of mind, what has to happen? That is being explained here. So, only when the excessive attachment has to be cut, the knots has to be cut. When somebody is tied with ropes, can they move? When some living entity is been tied with ropes, hands and legs, can they move? They cannot move because they are tied. So independently they cannot move. So if somebody comes and releases their knots, they release their ropes, then they can move. Somebody is chained or imprisoned. Somebody else, superintendent of police or some government authority has to release that person. Then only he can be released. He cannot released by himself, by his own endeavors. Same way as this, it is mentioned here. In order for us to come to that one point attention within the mind, concentrated mind, this thing has to be done. What has to be done? Yet anudhyasena yukta. Anudhyasena means anu means constantly, or following the previous acharyas. Anudhya. D means intelligence. Anudhya means remembering. Remembering the Lord has to happen. Why? Dhanudyasina. Asina means asina means sword. One must take a sword. What is that sword is explained in the later verses, but we'll discuss today also. Dhanudhyasena yukta. One must engage, take the sword and cut these knots. What is that? Karma granthi nibandhan. Granthi means knot. Karma means work. Karma granthi nibandhana, internet, interknitted. So the actions and reactions, it is like the we are in current where we are right now is a summation of the previous lifetimes. Summation of so many lifetimes. It is like a movie. Movie is not a like a one reel. It is not a one full clip. It is a so many clips combined together. So many reels. They add it together. They take shots. They take clip and then again one more shot. Then add all there together. Same ways our consonant, our chitta, the frames, different frames, so many lifetimes after lifetime, those all those are frames. So that is summation of that, whatever work we have done, the reactions of that we are today. Summation of all those combinedly we are today. In certain family, certain planetary system, certain country, we are born, certain appearance, certain height, certain bank balance, certain family members, everything, so extended family, whatever, everything is based on the nothing is by chance. Everything is happening by our own karma under the divine supervision. It is happening. So that's why it is mentioned here that the karma granthi nibandhana, the knot, but knot is there. Why it is happening? Karmana daiva netrena jantor deho upattaye. So it is happening under divine supervision, but the living entity is performing work and then there are reactions to it. Some are known and visible, like when you are killing cockroaches or bugs, or sometimes when you are walking, obviously, so when we are drinking water, we are killing so many germs because everywhere germs are there. We cannot see many of them. In water it is there, in the air it is there, everywhere it is there. That is even we cannot even see some of it, and some we know, some we don't even know. So there are always the reactions are there, actions and reactions. So they and then there are different levels of different levels of fruitive activities, different levels of binding work, which is caused by our body, especially the gross body, which is nothing but the gross senses, gross body and the senses, especially the karmendriyas and gnanendriyas, especially gnanendriyas, knowledge acquiring senses, which is nothing but the ears, the eyes, the tongue, the nose, and the smell, and the touch, taste, and the skin, sense perception. These are the five knowledge acquiring. It is a big because it is not trying to engage in for a sense pleasure, trying to get pleasure for his own, not for the Krishna is not in the picture. He is trying to enjoy for himself. That is a Krishna is mentioning ya sansparsada bo es e sansparsaja boga dukkha yonava evate adi antavanta ramateshu na buddhe ramata buddha. So ye sansparsaja boga, because as soon as this living entity senses are in contact with sense objects, the eyes, the ears, these are all knowledge, always grabbing. That's what knowledge and the intelligence and mind is, that's what mind is doing. Constantly thinking, feeling, willing, and constantly accepting and rejecting. Okay, as soon as the eyes is seeing something, then immediately either it's accepting or rejecting. And immediately thinking what should be done, then feeling, then willing, then he'll go ahead and buy that, then he'll try to enjoy, whether it's a coffee, whether it's a food, whether it's a movie, whatever it is, you name it, a number of things. So these are the known, some of it are known, some of it we know, what is our defects, what is our weaknesses we know, some of it is not known. It is like the punishment, the reactions are coming. It is like a Prabhupada explained like a civil laws and criminal laws. When living entity performs in this any country, there are civil laws, less punishment. And if it is a criminal, he steals or he kills, he does something criminally, then he will be punished more severely. So there are the same way the also When we perform the sinful activity, when we perform any activity which is not in connection with Krishna, Krishna is not in the picture. Ignarde karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadabdam karma kaunte mukta sangha samachara. Clearly it is mentioned in 3.9 Bhagavad Gita. Ignarde karma, anything which is not in done connection with Krishna, then it is going to cause bondage. Whether we like it or not, whether we have faith in it or not, whether we believe it or not, there is no question of it. And so it is not a question of belief. The reaction is bound to happen. So that's how this material world is created. Like whether you believe in your country rules or not, they will apply those rules as soon as you enter into the country. You have to follow. It is not a question of your belief, whether you like it or not. So whatever the state may be, whatever however wealthy you may have, power, influence, doesn't matter. It applies. The same way here also, especially under divine supervision, it applies very much. And then example is given in the Shastra, especially this is explained in I think what canto is that? Sixth canto. Sixth canto, first chapter, Ajamila's Katha, 52 verse. It is explained. These reactions of work, the living entity is thinking, is enjoying. It is like the example is given, like the look, what is that? Silkworm. He is trying to engage in his activity and he is bound by himself, but he cannot come out. Cocoon. So it is mentioned, beautiful example, that's what the living entity is. He is desiring to come out, but he is helpless because he is getting caught again and again, day after day. It mentioned a nice verse. Dehi agno ajita sad vargo na icchan karmani karyate koshakara ivatmanam karmana achadya muhyati. So dehi agno means ignorance. Living entity in ignorance, inadept in controlling the senses. Is not able to control the senses. Because of that, mind controlling, he is not able to control the senses and mind. And although he does not desire, he is not desiring, but he is forced to act. Just like this silkworm is wounding himself within this cocoon and is not able to come out. Because koshakara means the silkworm, ivatmanam, karmana, ichadaya muhyati. He is being bewildered, becomes engaged in it without probability of getting out, repeatedly dying. So this is the problem. So Prabhupada explains. So what is our condition? What is it called? Is prakshepatmika Shakti and avaranatmika Shakti. Avaranatmika Shakti means because of the ignorance we are being covered. So we are being covered. We don't want to, because of ignorance, not proper knowledge is not there. Then we will try to enjoy using these five knowledge acquiring senses and five working senses. Five working senses is speech, tongue, and also the hands, the legs, genitals, belly, evacuation and procreation senses. These are the five working and the knowledge acquiring senses. Especially the tongue is the biggest problem. And the Shastra is also Harinama Chintamani is giving the how to counteract this. The Granthi, the the beads, four rounds, these four beads together is called as a Granthi. Four rounds of chanting. When we do the one round, one mala, this is called Granthi, knot. When we do the four rounds of chanting together, one time, in one sitting, that's how even Prabhupada and previous acharyas, Prabhupada used to give that emphasis. Morning, before breakfast, afternoon lunch, evening snack, and then dinner. 4 times a day. He finished 4 rounds in one sitting in front of Tulsi Maharani if it is possible, and chant the holy name of the Lord. This is called in Harinam Chintamani, this example is given. It is not. If you want to come out of this reactionary work, this is Hridaya Granthi. What is actually Granthi? It's the knot. Knot is happening especially because of the male and female attraction. That is the first attraction, and then that is causing, it is mentioned पुंसा स्त्रिय मिथुनुभावमेत तयोर हृदय ग्रंथि माहुं जन अत गृह क्षेत्र सुताप्त वित्तेर जनस्य मोहमयम अहम ममेति. So starting from that attraction, then gradually first knot from there, and the second knot is gruha. Obviously you need a home to stay, then kshetra, then you need a property, basic things, at least some basic furniture, whatever, something has to be there, some kitchen equipment, whatnot, basic things at least, and much more. People have much more need or a want. So Gruha Kshetra and Suta, obviously they want to have son and daughter. Apta, friends, relatives. Vitta, wealth. Without wealth, how are you going to maintain otherwise? This is just a immediate first level of knots. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 5 or 6 knots are there. This is excessive attachment, but the same thing Krishna is explaining. There is no disadvantage. The Shastra is not saying don't enter into Brahmacharya ashram, don't enter into Grihastha ashram. So no, Shastra is not saying. Shastra is saying if you don't use it properly, then it causes bondage, reactionary work. You need to pay the penalty. That means you have to suffer consequences. But if you use it rightly, that means a regulated way, then you don't need to pay a price. Then rather you will actually get ultimate happiness. Sukham atyantikam atindriyam. Ultimate happiness you will get. But we need to know. That's why this avarnatmika Shakti is covering the living entity, this ignorance. That means he is not aware, as we are discussing yesterday. What is the ignorance? Illusion is tattva brahma. That means we don't know our identity. Why we are suffering. Sanatana Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis in our parampara, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's direct associates, Lord Chaitanya initiated them. Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, both of them went and met first of all in Ramakeli place in West Bengal. They met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then the first time they asked, even though they are Pandit, they are experts, they were a Prime Minister and Finance Minister in Nawab Hussain Shah's government, and they left, they want to leave the government, they want to join Mahaprabhu, they want to perform devotion. They are already performing. They are already reading Srimad Bhagavatam and everything. They studied so many scriptures. But they are giving the example. They submitted submissively to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asking, Gramya Vyavahari Satyakare Mane, Pandit. Everybody calls us as Pandits because they know so many scriptures, so many Shastras, so many languages at that time. And they are so much wealthy. Everybody used to call, but everybody is calling us Pandit, but actually in reality we don't know. Ke ami, ke na jare tapatre. Who are we? We don't know who we are. Neither we don't know why we are suffering. What is the root cause? Why we are suffering and how to get out of it? We don't know. Can you tell us? Very submissively, they surrendered to Lord Chaitanya. This is the etiquette. This is the method and how we should approach a bona fide spiritual master to come out of the reactionary work. To understand this process, we need to be submissively look for this, look to come, increase and to transcend these modes. Then automatically Lord Krishna, who is there as Paramatma in everybody's heart, he will help to guide us to arrange devotee sangha, arrange scriptures, the books we need, association we need, everything he will arrange, the job, everything Krishna will arrange. He arranged the whole world. It's not a big deal for him to arrange for one living entity. So he is arranging for everybody throughout this whole world. So it's not a big deal, but it requires some this introspection, some intensity, some surrender, submissiveness must be there. Then Krishna can kick out all the anarthas, remove the unwanted things, so that we can understand his mercy. We can understand his arranging, how Krishna is arranging. We will be able to understand that. Otherwise, we will not understand. We will become envious of Krishna when things don't happen in the way we like, because we have certain understanding, we have certain speculations and ignorance. So that is why it is called Tattva Brahma. Then we discuss also Paratattva Brahma. We don't know who is Supreme Lord, what is his position, how he acts, what is his qualities, how his pastime, nothing we know. So that is Paratattva Brahma. Then we discuss also Sadhya Sadhana Brahma. What is the goal of human life and how to attain it? That also we don't know. Then Virodhi Vibrahma. Virodhi Vibrahma means we don't know what is favorable, what is not favorable. When we take up job, when we do some business, people want to open restaurant, people want to open liquor shop, people want to open some whatever business which gives money, whatever business which is easier, or whatever business they like to do. It is not based on the Shastra. Neither it is guided by a spiritual master or advanced devotees. Then what will it cause? It will cause implication. We don't know, because this is the Avaranatmaka Shakti means we are covered up, bound by the knots. We don't know what will be the result. How much penalty we need to pay. Sometimes in some other cases we need to pay not just one lifetime. Couple of lifetimes we will have to pay penalty. That will be that. So that is some of those are called Ugra Karma. That is heavy reactions. So that's why we have to know what we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do. We cannot say, no, I don't know. So when you perform any criminal activity and then you say you say to the government, I don't know what I did. I didn't have knowledge. I didn't have the understanding. No, it's not there. That time they will not listen. So because that's how. So it is Shastra. That's how Shastra means. Shastra, weapon. So that's why it is mentioned. You need a sword. The sword, you need to cut these knots by the strong association of the law, association of devotees. Where it is mentioned in the Canto 4, chapter 29, verse number 26, I think. 22, verse number 39, where four Kumaras are explaining Brahma's sons, four Kumaras. Kumara Sampradaya, one of Sampradaya is also there. Four Kumaras are speaking to Krutu Maharaj, giving the indication how to come out of this reactionary work. So let me finish this. Avaranatmika Shakti means ignorance. Ignorance is at what level? That means the lust and anger. Prabhupada explains, he gives a football example. In football, people will kick out. There are two teams. Somebody is kicking the ball from here to the other side. Others are kicking to their side. So both sides they are kicking. So two kicks are there. This side and other side. So those two kicks are exemplified as lust and anger. Somehow or the other we are being kicked by lust and anger day in, day out. So only way to stop that is when the ball goes out of the court. What happens? Then it stops. So then you don't need to worry. Then there is a gap. Then again, who gets the ball? That referee decides, and that whole thing is there. Same way. So then when we associate with the pure devotee of the Lord, when we perform chanting the holy name of the Lord, hearing, worshipping the Lord. So that's why Prabhupada explaining in this purport and also in other purports also we see knowledge in itself is not enough. Transcendental knowledge in itself is not enough. It requires, it must be associated with the devotional service. That means there must be a service. When we are chanting, Oh Hare, Oh energy of the Lord, Oh Krishna, Oh Rama, Oh Almighty Lord, Oh all attractive Lord, please engage me in your service. We are asking, but we don't want to do service. So that the service must be done. Prabhupada is explaining in this verse purport also. The knowledge is good. It helps us to come to the self-realization, but we must act. There should be a service. Love means there should be some activity. Love is not without activity. Wherever we see. So love, the same way here also devotion, that's why it's called devotional service. Service means there is inclination, there is activity is involved in it. So that's why here, so in order, because Avaranatmika Shakti, the ignorance is there at the bodily level, the Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas level, and also is at the mind in the form of lust and anger. These two things are happening. This ignorance means the lust and anger is heavily. Obviously, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya, the six things. But mainly these two things, lust and anger, it's the encompassing those six things. So that ignorance is covered, this Avaranatmika Shakti is covered in the body and senses, covered in the mind, covered in the intelligence. Because intelligence is not sharpened, then automatically anything which is coming into the intelligence purview, any object coming in, so I can drink whatever I like, I can see, watch whatever I like, I can eat whatever I like, because of ignorance only. Otherwise, why will you do that? If you are going to be punished severely, will you do that? No. So, because you are so much attached, this is Avaranatmika Shakti. And then the second one is called Prakshepatmika Shakti. That Prakshepatmika Shakti is nothing but some people, some may come to the process, but still they are being forced. Maya, the external energy is so strong, it will tell, why are you taking the, you need to follow rules and regulations. Just for today, come with me, let's go and some play some cards. So we will go for a movie or we will drink something. Just wine is not a big deal. Everybody drinks. In today's world, even everybody is drinking. Sometimes they are giving it, feeding it to even their dogs also. Not only they are drinking, man and woman, they are giving it to their pets also. Imagine this is the condition state of Kali Yuga. But in Shastra clearly all these things are prohibited. It doesn't matter if it is not given for anybody. License is not given to anybody, but it's just because of the ignorance. But the Prakshepatmika Shakti is causing, dragging the living entity. If he is not serious, if he is not in the right association, if he is not in the association of the advanced devotees, is not in the right association of devotees, then he will be pulled. That's why you see, even after when you perform devotion service for 5, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years also, minute we think that we are independent, minute we think we are strong, we don't need association, we leave the association and we try to be independent, then that's it. Maya will let Maya so strong we cannot be independent. We are always must be dependent on the mercy of spiritual master. We must be in the association of devotees and we must perform service. If these things are not being done, then there is every chance to be covered by Prakshepatmika. We will be pulled over. And that's why we see in any institution, there will be people who doesn't follow the instruction clearly of the spiritual master and Shastra, then their activities will be checked because they're not clearly following it. And Prakshepatmik Shakti is in the power. So rather than the living entity is in the power, Prakshepat Maya, external energy, is in the power. So that's why where here four Kumaras are explaining to Prutu Maharaj that Yat Pada Pankaja Palasa Vilasa Bhaktya. So one must, living entity must perform bhakti devotion service. How? To the lotus feet, the toenails and the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That means physical service. That when somebody is saying by bhakti, the lotus feet of the Supreme, that means it is a service. So serving the lotus feet of Supreme Lord and spiritual master. Pada Pankaja Palasa Vilasa Bhaktya, for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Offering flowers, offering tulsi leaves. That's why in order for us to remove, there is a process called in deity worship 16 upachara. In 16 upachara, the first you do achman. There's a Vaishnava achman, short and longer achman, full achman. Full achman means we take the sip of the water, Om Kesavaya Narayan Madhavaya, all those almost 10 or 12. And then there is a second set of mantra which is more of a mudras, subtle little bit. This is just first level, purifying external body. Then we purify the bell, we purify the earth, we purify the place where we are sitting, purify all the elements. So all these things are there. Then we chant Gayatri mantra, 7 Gayatri mantra, especially where we are in Brahma Mahatma Gaudiya Sampradaya. We are being given 7 Gayatri mantras. We chant, those who are Brahmin initiated. So they chant these 7 Gayatri mantras. There is Manas Suddhi. There is first body, so the external cleanliness, and the internal cleanliness is also coming in now. Manas Suddhi, next, the second section. Then you are meditating on the spiritual master, Sri Prabhupada, founder Acharya, then Panchatattva, then Radha and Krishna. Then you are offering various articles, starting from Achimana to Padya to Argya to this Madhuparka, and then you are touching the Lord, you are blessing the Lord, you are bathing the Lord, you are offering garland, you are offering abharana, you are offering vastra. Then in this way there is 16 items altogether. And through this gross cleansing the gross body, cleansing the mind, the sense subtle body, mind, the false ego, then ultimately serving the Supreme Lord. Because otherwise, if you don't follow this Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, the rules, because we are not pure like Vrindavan Vasis, Madhura Vasis, Dwarka Vasis. They are fully pure. They are directly engaged in loving service to the Supreme Lord. They are constantly thinking of the Lord, how to serve, how to improve their service. But we are not on that platform. So that's why, other than the receiving transcendental knowledge, we should try to worship the Lord at home to the pictures. If it is not possible within the mind, also it can be done. But that physical service is also very much needed. That's why here on this what is it? Four Kumaras are explaining that this beautiful verse. Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya karma ashayam gratitam udgratayanti santa. Santa means devotees. Devotees must serve the Supreme Lord, the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord by devotion. Karma ashayam. One who has desires, ashayam is desires, this fruit of desires, gratitam udgratayan. This is the only way to come out of these knots. Udgratayanti. Strong knots. Tadvan na rikta matayo yatayo. That means those who are jnanis, karmis, yogis, for them it is extremely difficult. They cannot come out of this. That's why you see Vishwamitra, Saubhara Muni, Chayavara Muni, so many sages, years and years of tapasya, but fall down by simply seeing a beautiful girl or hearing some sound, seeing aquatic. So by immediately becoming agitated. So this because naturally because the desires cannot be removed. Desires must be transferred, dovetailed. So that's why I said the grahastha ashram is not bad. But if you don't have regulation, that's what is causing the knot. The wife and husband can serve the Supreme Lord. If Krishna is in the center of their home and activities are happening with Krishna in the center, no problem. Then Prabhupada also said, no need to take sannyas. Then that is the perfection of life. You go on serving. There is no problem at all. In Bhagavad Gita, we see in 7.11, I think, yeah. Balam balavatamaham kama raga vivarjitam dharma viruddho kamosmi bharatarshava. When somebody is performing procreation with a regulated, no problem. Shastra is recommending. But if it is not regulated, then there is a knot. Then automatically all excessive attachment. Then we discussed avirodha yukta krodha and virodha yukta priti. Avirodha yukta priti and virodha yukta krodha. Excessive attachment causing frustration. Because Krishna is not in the picture, then automatically there is excessive attachment, then automatically there is a frustration. Is there? We can see ourselves in our own life. No need to somebody to tell us. So it is the Shastra that doesn't give something false. So that's why in this verse it's clearly laid out. Tadvanna riktamate. For those who are not following bhakti, those who are not attached to the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, for them it is extremely difficult. They cannot come out of this karma granthi. Aranam bhaja vasudevam. One must, it's mandatory. Aranam bhaja vasudevam. Worship the Lord Vasudeva. So, automatically, then by worshipping, by physically engaging in service of the Supreme Lord, then naturally, with the knowledge we are receiving, but also physically engaging in service, naturally, our senses, our karmendriyas, through chanting, are already there. And then on top of it, physically doing some service, actually worshipping the deity, cooking for the Lord, dressing the Lord, touching the Lord, massaging the Lord, offering flowers, various articles. Naturally, our gross body also, this air, water, fire, earth, ether, these five gross elements also getting purified. So in this way, the process is clearly laid out in the Shastra how to purify ourselves, and then we see that also uh, we see that in the examples of how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged every one of them. Even in the Mahajanas, there are 12 Mahajanas. In that also there are 7 of them are in Grihastha ashram. Out of 12 Mahajanas, Bhishma, Sukadeva Goswami, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Janak Maharaj, Swayambhuva, Manu. So all of them are Vaivasvana. Swayambhuva Manu is Grihastha, Brahma is Grihastha, Lord Shiva is Grihastha, so Narada Muni. So some of them are Brahmachari, but 7 of them are in Janak Maharaj Grihastha. So there is no restriction to be in Grihastha ashram. So we can be in any ashram, but regulation is very important, and engaging in active service to the Supreme Lord, that is important. That naturally automatically removes all the reactionary knots. The one who is intelligent, that's what it mentioned. Yad anudhyasena, then only we can remember. If you are not able to remove the knot, remove the ignorance, if you are covered by the avaranatmika Shakti, how can you remember? We will never think about the Lord. We are constantly thinking of these knots. Then where is the question or chance of thinking of the Lord? If we never heard of the Lord, we never heard. Sravanam is not there. Neither we chanted, glorified. Kirtanam is not there. Once in a blue moon, we might have gone with family members, or because of wife told there's a festival, or parents told it's a festival today, you go to temple and worship, then you go to temple and come back. So just you are going, we don't even have a proper faith, you don't even have proper understanding, then it's not really helping to come out of it. It is good, something is better than nothing, but it is still ignorance is still there, because if ignorance is removed, then we will not perform these activities which is not mentioned in the Shastra. Shastra is clearly laying out, and we must perform the exactly as per Shastra. Nothing we should do independently. Whatever Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam Shastra is giving clearly laid out. When I created this fourth generation of men, what's supposed to be taken as food, what activity is supposed to be done, it's clearly in chapter 3 Karma Yoga. Krishna is laying out those details. But it's gradual, we may not be in that position, but slowly, gradually we have to move to that position, and clearly we have to come to that. Otherwise, because this implication will go on, and it causes a great bondage. That's why Avaranatmika Shakti Pragya. In the examples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving, Sivananda Sen is also in Grihastha ashram. He has kids, he has a family member, but he is maintaining, he has money, he has wealth. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him to maintain. Every year they were coming to Jagannath Puri for Radhayatra to associate with Lord Chaitanya. So Sivananda Sen is coming from Kulinagram, I think, near Kulinagram. So she is bringing all those who are from Bengal to Mayapur and Bengal, different places, Srikanda and Kulinagram and many other places. He was maintaining all the way while coming, because it's not like today we have cars and planes and whatnot. That time all these things are not there. People have to walk or take boats, because river, crossing the rivers, all this. So he used to maintain, arrange places to stay, food and everything, prasadam, everything he used to arrange. And so that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged different devotees, how to dovetail your service, different depending on your current situation. Accordingly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed different devotees to perform, and some of them are performing, some of them are Brahmanas, just simply executing Brahmanas duty. Some of them, like Mukunda Datta was a doctor. Then he told, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, you go and perform your doctor work, physician, go and attend your job, but make sure your son, you don't make him work. Raghunandan, let him just worship the deity. Every day the two flowers will come out of in front of his house. There is a river, there is a tree, and two flowers will come every day. Though he will offer, and then make sure you arrange whatever is needed for him to worship the Lord. And then he also told Narahari, another devotee in the same area, to you make sure that you serve the devotees. So three different devotees, one going out and performing his work, and then bringing the money, and then he is arranging things for his son Raghunandan to worship the Lord nicely every day. And then for others, those who are maintaining devotees, Narahari, he told you make sure you just maintain the devotees. So in this way, so devotee care. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed so many ways, like Raghunath Das Goswami, Lord Nityananda Prabhu instructed. He also wants to come out of his Grihastha ashram. He told it is not right time at when it is the time, then I will tell you. So and he made sure he first of all he purified his association also when he came out. Also he made sure that he spent all of it. He told him to feed all his associates. The Chidadahi festival, Danda Bangan Leela is there. So where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Raghunath Das Goswami to feed all his associates, feeding Vaishnavas. Naturally, he attained the mercy. He pleased the Vaishnavas, automatically Lord Nityananda Prabhu was pleased, automatically attained the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. In this way, always we should try to serve the Lord, serve the devotees, not looking at who is big, who is small, who is a great devotee, not simply trying to serve the devotees, trying to serve the Lord. Naturally, then the Lord will be pleased by this mentality, this mood, this behavior. So in that way, naturally our knots will be removed. But if we don't have that attitude, then it's very difficult because these knots are so strong. We cannot remove it unless we dovetail, unless we have regulation. The regulation will come by the mercy of devotees. Otherwise, it's not easy to come out of. Just like it is like a scratching. When there is itching sensation, we try to scratch again and again because it's itchy. Same way, it is like just even though it's a let me drink Coke or Pepsi. It's not a big. It's not like a drinking wine or liquor, but still it is not good. Shastra is not recommending to drink even these unless there is a stomachache or something. Then we drink this some Gatorade or ginger ale or something. But other than that, we don't drink because this is Shastra is clear because these are all still those are coming under still intoxicants. So all those things are clearly given. But it's a degree of slowly we have to see what we can do, how we can come from one stage to another stage. Because if there is no regulation, then there is no way we can counteract our irreligious activities. Then there is no way we can cut these knots, the very strong knots like ropes, as it is mentioned. Karma grandha nibandhanam, kona kuryat katarathi. So one who is intelligent, he will take the sword of this association of pure devotees, and then he will be able to cut these knots at the gross level, bodily level, karmendriya, jnanendriya, he will cut the knots. At the mind, which is fluctuating, is trying to grab different things, always trying to, that also means what is needed and what is wanted. At home, we may need so many things, but is it really needed? Because more we accumulate things, more you need to spend time to maintain them. So more you need to think about them, how to maintain that. So that's how we have to see more simple living, high thinking. We maintain it better it is. That doesn't mean we should live like a pauper. Self-preservation, whatever is required to maintain at least some necessities, basic necessities, to at least to be comfortable, to execute bhakti. That's what it is. Whatever is comfortable to execute bhakti, we should have that much. And more we keep, then it causes a great distress. Maybe not be today, but it will be tomorrow. It will sometime in the future. It will cause a distress because we have attachment. Something is lost. Something happened. Then immediately, then we have to buy again. We lost money. So all these things. So many things we have to. Then we have to insure and whatnot. So many things are tied to all these things, and then we have to work towards it to pay. So one is leading up to another thing. So then automatically these knots are there, and it's very difficult to come out. We cannot think Krishna because if the things are piling up, so many wants are there. You are constantly thinking how to pay for all these things. Then when will you think about Krishna? It's very difficult. Very difficult. So that's why you have to see. But if Krishna is in the center, then both can happen. But Krishna must be in the priority list. It is not priority, first priority is in some other thing, the second priority is on the backside, Krishna, then that is not good. And naturally, we will leave Krishna also at some point. But Krishna should be in the first list, priority list. Then naturally, side by side, we can perform our job, we can take care of duties. Naturally, then Krishna will make sure how to become expert in taking care of everything slowly and gradually. We can improve ourselves. So that's what in this verse Krishna is telling how to, even in the later on also we see that in the 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam also Krishna is giving instruction to Uddhava Gita, where King Pururava is giving Aila Gita in the chapter title 1126, I think. 11th canto 26, chapter 26 verse, where it is mentioned King Pururava was enchanted by the Urvasi. He married, then he couldn't give up, then she left him, then he realized, oh, I simply wasted my time. So much caught up with this lust, anger, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya. So I must give up. Why did I waste this time? So much time has gone. I didn't even realize. So then he came back to his senses. Then he realized. Then he thought, so let me engage in the worship of the Lord. King Pururava. Krishna is giving this instruction. Don't be agitated, don't be bound by these knots. Perform regulated activities. 11:26. Reject all bad association. Take the association of saintly devotees. Tato dussangam utstridya satsu sajjeta buddhimata. So, King Pururava is giving the example. So that's why the association is always needed, no matter, even at the highest stage also. Rupa Goswami, the six Goswamis also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed, go and excavate in Vrindavan all the places which are lost and establish the temples and write the books. And then they are taking their association of their six within themselves. Some of them are brothers, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and then and associating with other devotees in Vrindavan and then excavating and performing their bhajan, simply staying in one night at under one tree, very austere. We shouldn't imitate. We should try to follow some of the principles, especially the chanting. Some rounds they are chanting so many rounds, but we cannot imitate. We should follow at least some of the principles. That's whatever Prabhupada has given us, 16 rounds of chanting. Slowly, gradually, we come to that, starting from one round, and slowly, gradually, we can come to that. So in that way, because more we follow Sri Prabhupada's instruction, we will become clear. We will come out of these knots. More we try to imitate Rupa Goswami or Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Sanatana Goswami or any of the other previous acharyas, then it's a problem, because we don't know what's supposed to be done, what is our position, what is our inclination, how to get out of these things. Only Prabhupada knows. So that's why he has given prescription specifically for us. We are the patients. He knows exactly what prescription we are supposed to follow. So that's why he has given exactly what is needed. If we don't follow, then what will happen? Overeating. The overeating, what will happen? Even if it is prasadam also, sometimes too much greediness is there. When you eat overeating prasadam, what will happen? Then indigestion, then stomachache and whatnot. So many things happen. Same way also, so prescription must be taken as it is, without changing, without adding our own ideas. So that's why it is very much important to follow proper instructions. Then it's very easy to come out of these hard knots. So that's what this. So in many places these similar points are made, but the ultimate main thing is associating with devotees and hearing about the Supreme Lords and activities, the holy name and the pastimes, but also doing physical service. And where in the fifth canto also, where this Pumsam, these knots are mentioned, there also it is mentioned clearly. King Roshapadev is instructing, accept a highly elevated guru, not ordinary, because that's why it is mentioned, Shastra is mentioning, those anybody can become guru, those who are in the especially Nishta stage also they can become guru, but they shouldn't accept those who are advanced devotees. It is not, they are not supposed to take advanced devotees. So that's why here it is mentioned, accept a highly elevated guru, tolerate pleasures and pains, inquire about the absolute truth, and perform austerities in devotion service, hear and chant, and give up enviousness towards devotees, towards the spiritual masters, and towards even ordinary living entities. Because this envious mentality is the one which has caused us to fall down and to give up Krishna's association and to come to here. Because that why he should be master, why he should enjoy. Let me also become the master. So in that enviousness must be given up. We shouldn't be envious of anybody, not only devotees but even other living entities. Let them have whatever they like to have. So we don't have a problem. So Prabhupada is giving example. People are very much become upset because they don't have regulation. Like Prabhupada in the beginning days, he was telling Prabhupada is giving Upendra, his disciple. He was trying to vacuum or clean the room. Then these neighbors, the owners, they told, "Hey, you're making some disturbance." He gave a complaint at 10 o'clock in the morning. They sleep late, very late. If Saturday, Sunday means sleep late, wake up very late. So this regulation must be followed very much for devotees also, especially for devotees. Prabhupada chastised his disciples many times again and again. This sleeping is not good for devotees. So no matter what, Monday to Sunday, every day is same. So as much as possible, 6 hours to 7 hours, slowly. I think if you are not practiced enough, then 8 hours is okay, but slowly, gradually, if you are engaging in devotion service, then 6 hours is good enough. Sound sleep. That's why we should take hot milk in the night, light dinner. Then naturally you will be able to get up in the morning. So that's how Prabhupada has instructed. That's how Shastra is instructed. That is the regulation. As much as possible, before everybody wakes up, we should finish our chanting so peacefully. So with concentration. So that is the main purpose of this. In this Kali Yuga, that is the main dharma. Kali Yuga dharma. That is the way to remove the knots. One of the way to remove the knots is concentrated chanting, with attachment to the chanting, with attachment to Tulsi Malani, bowing down to Tulsi Malani, praying to Tulsi Malani, to give that strength to chant with attention, to praying to Guru and Prabhupada. In this way, then more we develop that attitude, then we'll be able to chant with a proper mood, with attention. So in this verse, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse number 15, we are discussing Yad Anudyasena Yukta Karma Grandha Nibandhanam Chandanti Kovita Tasya Kona Kuryad Katarathim. So, Yad Anudyasena, by remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Asinam, a sword, it is like it cuts all the knot. Hradaya Granthi. Granthi means knot, as we were discussing. The knot is the main, starting from the attraction for male and female, and then Gruha, Kshetra, the place and the wealth, property, with the apta, friends and sons, friends and relatives, and with the wealth needed, because these are all the first knots, visible knots, and then you have subtle knots, the senses and sense objects. Ye samsparsaja bhoga dukkha yonava evate adi antavanta kaunteya ramate buddha. So there is a beginning to end, this because of the samsparsaja bhoga, attachment from sense objects. It is like the Prabodhananda Saraswati, or one of the Acharya, explains Durdantra Indriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prokshata Damstrayate. It is like the poison in the fangs of a snake. The Kala Sarpa is not only, it is a Shastra is explaining, it also means the snake, like a venomous snake, the fangs like senses. Senses are always dragging into sense objects. So samsparsaja bhoga, that means all the senses, indriya, the karmendriyas and gnana, especially gnanendriya, these eyes, the nose, the touch, the hearing, the ears, mouth. So all these 5 knowledge acquiring is the biggest culprit, which is causing us to always dragging into some other thing which is not related to Krishna, taking us away from Krishna. So like the snake, poisonous snake, because of the fangs, when they are biting, the poison is injected into that person, into that living entity, whether it's frog or rat or whatever the snake is trying to bite on the human being. So sometimes the snake charmers, they take away these fangs. Sometimes it is for medicinal use. They use it, that kind of poison also. So they take away, and the snake charmers also take away these fangs of the snake. But again it grows. So the same way, this sense attachment might go away for some time sometimes because of our Krishna conscious activities. But the minute we again, it can grow, the fangs again grows in the snake. Again it becomes poisonous. When the fangs are taken out, nobody needs to be afraid, because even if it bites and there is no poison in it. So, but again when it grows, then again it's a danger. In the same way, these senses sometimes are neutral, sometimes are in mode of goodness, sometimes it goes to passion and ignorance. So that's why always it requires to take association of the devotees. That's why it is very important. Durdantra Indriya, Kala Sarpa. Indriya means senses. Durdantra is very difficult. Pokhasha damstrayate. So that's why this one application is Harinam Chantam, as we discussed. The 4 rounds on the beads, 4 rounds on chanting 108, one mala, like 4 rounds of that is called one granthi. And by the way we develop attachment by chanting the 6 Ashtakam and Samsara Dava, Guruvashtakam prayers before chanting, and then sitting at one place in Tulsi Malan if possible, otherwise at whatever quiet place, sit and 4 rounds in one shot, try to finish it. That binds the devotee to be sense control, that binds the devotee to develop this mode of goodness and come to slowly, gradually to Visuddha Sattva, purity, by this chanting of with concentration and attention. So like that 4 rounds is one granthi, like 4 granthis becomes 16 rounds. So by chanting in this way, with a firm determination, with concentration in the morning after having this chanting and remembering, taking the mercy from Sikshastra, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Guru. So that's what here we see, that how to come out of this, how to cut these knots, various knots in the heart, by remembering. And also Shastra is mentioning in the 5th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, by remembering the Lord Sankarshan, by meditating on Lord Sankarshan, who is Lord Anantadev, who is the expansion of Lord Balaram. He is the one, he is the Adi Guru, he is the one who can kick out all the anarthas, whatever difficulties we may have in our life. So by meditating on him, by praying to him, Lord Balaram, Lord Sankarshan, various names are there. Lord Balaram is the Krishna's first expansion, and his expansions are Lord Sankarshan, and also his expansion also Lord Anantadev. Anantadev is helping, and so all of them, the 4 Kumaras, constantly hearing Lord Anantadev is glorifying, chanting the Lord's pastimes. Srimad Bhagavatam is unending, all the way at Garbhoda Ghoshna is speaking to 4 Kumaras. Narada Muni is also glorifying. So various acharyas are always glorifying Lord Balaram, Lord Anantadev's glories. So by meditating on him, by praying every day for his mercy to remove these anarthas, to remove these knots, internal knots. Basically, it's not externally. Krishna is nowhere mentioning that you renounce your wealth, you renounce your family. Rather, it's telling this sword and cutting the knot means it is basically internally we are detached, because we are offering these and engaging in Krishna's service by being in the association. Minute we give up association, then more we are attached to material things. We don't think of Krishna, we don't think things belongs to Krishna. Then naturally we will not be able to dovetail in Krishna's service. So that's why it is very important taking the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and association of devotees. Then we will be able to, same things in Kapil Dev is also mentioning the same thing. Jnanam Nishreya Ashaya Purushasya Darshanam, Atma Darshanam, Hridaya Granthi Bedanam. So only way these knots can be cut is by having this knowledge, is the ultimate perfection of self-realization. What kind of knowledge? Not theoretical knowledge, but when we put into practice and when it becomes realized knowledge, when we are really putting into practice every day, then by that, not automatically the knots of the attachment to the material world are cut because of the Nishreyasaya, Nishreyasa Ardhaya. Means Shreya means permanent eternal benefit. Nishreya means without any tinge of karma or jnana or yoga. We are not looking for any benefits. Vidhi Mahendradi Chikatayate, that means Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods, they are, somehow or the other, sometimes they might get attached. But even them, from all the way from Brahma planet to Indragropa, smallest insect, everybody has to go through this birth, death, old age, disease, and not Lord Shiva is in a different position. But Brahma to all other demigods has to go through just like other living entities, but they have a higher qualifications definitely. But even if they don't engage in devotion service fully, then they also have to take up another body. So nobody is out of this cycle of birth death unless they come to this nishreyasha ardhaya, ultimate purpose of using and dovetailing. The jnana also must be utilized. That way, jnana must be connected with service. That is why Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport of this verse clearly. Jnana itself is not alone. Service, devotion service, service must be enjoined with that. Karma, when it is done with service, then offered in Krishna's service, then it is called Karma Yoga. Jnana, when it is done to offer in the service of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, then it becomes Jnana Yoga. Same thing. So, without Krishna being in touch with any of them, then it becomes ordinary karma, that means piety, impiety. Jnana also just knowledge, but it's not leading into actually karma granthi bedanam. It's not cutting the knots. Internally we are still attached to mode of goodness. We are still thinking that I know all these verses, I know Bhagavad Gita, everything. But rather practically we are not understanding, we are not putting into practice, we are not realized, we haven't realized fully. That means we still have some speculations. We haven't removed them, we still have attachment. As soon as we see some beautiful things, then we immediately get agitated, like Vishwamitra and Saubhara Muni and Chayavana Muni and many others. So that's why naturally we have to, by following this process of, so later on it will be explained, we will go in detail from next verse onwards, Susu Shabdadhanasya, from verse number 16 all the way to 21, Krishna is explaining here. So Vyasadeva is explaining, Shodeva Goswami is explaining here about the process of Adav Shraddha, all the stages of 9 stages of bhakti, one stage to another stage, what are the different challenges, difficulties, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. So that's why this, as we are discussing the defects, and the illusion is one of the defects in that sadhya, sadhana, Brahma and Virodhi Brahma is very important, because we need to know each and every stage clearly and what goes on, what to do, what not to do. And also Virodhi, what is favorable to Krishna's service, what is not favorable to Krishna's service. That we must understand and apply it every day. Then we will be able to karma granthi bedanam, internal knots will be cut to pieces by Lord Nityananda Prabhu and spiritual master. Without that, there is no possibility whatsoever. So that's why sajatiya snigdhe sadhu sangha sato vrate, Rupa Goswami is mentioning again and again. We must associate with advanced devotees so that we will be able to come out of it victoriously, out of all these various knots. Like Narada Muni, even though his mother died, Bhaktivedanta Guru's spiritual master who initiated him, they left, but he is able to continue on with vigorously, because of the advanced devotees, those who are given the association, given the full instruction and concentration. So he was able to follow it because of that, fully attentive and practice. He served them also. Because of that, he is able to continue progress without falling down. So that's how we see Pandava's case, Prahlad Maharaj's case, Ambarish Maharaj's case. They all used everything in Krishna's service, not just one aspect of Sravanam or one aspect of Kirtanam or one aspect of just deity worship. So, but they engaged all their senses, so that way naturally they are able to intensify. But slowly, it's a gradual progress. Not everybody can do that at that level, but slowly when we move up in this way, Krishna will give intelligence in our heart, and so that we can apply it and then remove these knots, and then it will become a blissful life when the knots are cut and we see everything everywhere Krishna. Even in the difficulties also we see Krishna. Even in our family we see Krishna. We in our relatives, friends, and everywhere we see Krishna's hand, Krishna's mercy is giving different ways, is giving pointers And application aspect is giving intelligence how these situations are happening, what it is indicating, what we need to correct, what we need to improve upon in our life, various circumstances in our life we all go through. So that we see Krishna's hand in each and every aspect of it. So that is the perfection of our life when we see that Krishna's hand in each and every aspect. Like Srila Prabhupada is able to see, is constantly seeing Krishna's hand in each and everything. He is seeing Gurus, his spiritual masters, mercies, instructions he could see always. And he always said, I am never alone, I'm always with my spiritual master. So because he is constantly in the absorption, how to expand, how to take how to apply these and put the instructions into practice of his spiritual master and supreme Lord. So Hare Krishna. So in this way we'll stop here. Any questions? Any questions on the Google Meet? No questions. Okay, any questions on the phone?
Because you know,
Yes, Mataji.
yeah, I'm just gonna type it.
Okay. Anybody else has a question?
No question for today.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Karthik Prabhu, any question?
Yeah, Prabhu. So yesterday and today you had mentioned about japa and in bhakti, once we repeat things, our attention, our focus becomes more sharper, and we get more entwined into the bhakti.
Correct.
So my thought was as we do japa, so japa of let's say a student is studying something, so it's focused. So he's focusing on his study before an exam. So also he does japa for in the morning or in the evening. So his focus increases. So japa has a power, but what could be? How can japa be made more effective, more efficient in one's, so that one can focus mind more into God, and hasn't the experiences of different devotees had their experience that japa has benefited them in becoming more closer to Krishna?
Yes. So the chanting itself will help, but initially, because that's why it must be done in the association of devotees in Sadhu Sangha. By their power of association, we'll be able to chant better. And when we are chanting, we should put on mute. We should hear our own chanting, not somebody else's chanting. Even Prabhupada's Dhun machine also you can keep, but we are not supposed to hear what Prabhupada is saying. We are supposed to hear what we are chanting, because we are supposed to hear exactly crystal clearly each and every syllable of Maha Mantra end to end very clearly, pronounce clearly and hear clearly. That's what we are supposed to do. Especially in the Brahma Muhurta mode of goodness, time is already in mode of goodness. Then we are more in absorption than in the afternoon, than or in the evening. And because the time then it's a mode of passion, ignorance comes in, so it's very difficult to concentrate. So when we are in the focused in that way, initially mind will wander for a few months or few years. It changes. Initially it's even more mind, because we are not practiced, we are not accustomed to do that. So mind may run, but still try to do, even mind may run, just like the, you keep telling the mind that switch off this TV, switch off this antenna, switch off this sense. Let me chant. The time is to chant. Time. This time is now with Krishna. So leave me alone. So somehow we have to keep reminding the mind. Let me concentrate. So in that way we should be focusing on the chanting of the holy name. Then naturally it takes time. It's a practice. That's why Krishna is telling it's a practice. Prabhupada told it takes took him 15 20 in a humility. Prabhupada is telling 15 or 20 years. So that it requires, because mind is absorbed in so many things. In order for us to clear up these things, that's why more we hear, slowly and gradually, with the transcendental knowledge, we cut all our unwanted activities, we cut our irreligious activities, then gradually focus will be more, because when chanting, mind is going, because mind is already absorbed in so many other things, day after day, unwanted things, then automatically it is thinking something. That's why if anything is supposed to happen during that day, something immediate, something urgent, those activities should be taken care before. Otherwise, the mind will keep on bringing in, you need to do this, you need to do that. Then automatically you will think about all these things. But any pending activity, we should take care of it as much as possible, finish it, so that way mind will be peaceful. That's why before chanting, there are called affirmation, japa affirmations. What that is we chant the Tulsi Marani prayers, we chant the Siksashtakam, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, 8 verses. We chant also Samsara Dava prayers, 8 verses. What will it do is we read the translation also, we try to understand, we try to absorb, we try to draw the mercy of these acharyas. Then by their strength we are able to chant. We are praying to them to give the strength to be fixed up in chanting, to think of Krishna, to think of the holy name while chanting. Then by their mercy we can do. That's what all about is. Without the mercy of the Lord and these spiritual masters, acharyas and devotees, it's very difficult to come out of these anarthas, come out of these various knots. So that's why the association is very powerful. Out of 5 things, association is one of the important thing. And Acharya is telling, if one thing which is very important, in some places it is mentioned holy name chanting, in some places it is mentioned we should never give up the association. Both are important actually. The chanting must be done in the association of devotees, and the hearing must be done in the association of devotees, service must be done in the association of devotees, because there should be always, we are receiving the mercy through devotees, and there should be correction from the devotee, there should be instruction from the devotees. So that's why association is very, very important and key in our life, and we should be serving the devotees. So in this way, mutual exchange, then we are getting that it's like a contamination. We are getting the mercy contamination. So there, whatever the excessive mercy, whatever they have that mellow, the rasa with the Lord, we are also grabbing that rasa from them, like Narada Muni grabbed, Dhruva Maharaj grabbed. So all these, even despite difficulties, Pandavas, so many, there are many of them are Grihastha, but still they are able to do so much difficult task they have to perform, but still they are able to do. Because of the mercy of his spiritual masters, they always try to serve the devotees, try to serve the cows, Tulsi Maharani. Then by their mercy, they are able to execute their family life, and they are able to also follow in a regulated way. So that's how I think that's what I hope it is clear. Karthik Prabhu.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So that's it.
Yes, Mataji, let me see. What is the question? My question is that covering the potency of the soul is created when the Mahatattva is agitated 3 modes and time. So this covering potency is created with the Lord's arrangement. So only He can release us from this condition. Is this right? Yes, this is the covering potency. It is, yes, external energy is also Lord's potency, Mahamaya and Yogamaya. But the living entity is the one who chose to be independent of the Lord. He chose to be enjoy this external energy. It is mentioned. Bhumi Rapo Amalo Vayu Kam Buddhir Mano Evacha Ahankara iti ema Vinna Prakriti Master. 8 things. Other than this gross, earth, water, fire, air, ether, 5 gross things. Mind, intelligence falls into 3 subtle things. 5 and 3, 8. This is the external energy in one sense. And then inferior. Then the superior is the living entity, the soul. Mentioned. What is it? The further verse. Aparayam itastu anyam prakritim vidyame param jiva bhotam mahabaho edam dharate jad. Even though he is superior than this material, which is not conscious like living entity, but still he is being agitated because he is trying to enjoy. He is seeing things independent of the Lord. He is seeing this everything, whatever If the material energy is giving different elements to different things, to drink, to create, to fly, to drive, whatever you name it, whatever, everything we are seeing, rather than using it for the Lord, this must be. That's why in the olden days, what they are supposed to do, they are using everything. They are doing agriculture more. They are not so much industry at that time, and they are using agriculture. They are not so many motor cars. This petrol and all are not there. So all these things are all later more modernization now. But even then, even if we have modernization, still if you use it for Krishna, that will help. If you don't use it, then there can never be a question of regulation. So that's why here Krishna created, because the living entities, like a prison is created. Prison is created by the government. But why they created it? Why they created? Because living entities who doesn't want to follow rules are always there. However hard we try, even in Parikshit Maharaj, even in Satya Yuga also, there are there. There are prostitutes, there are other things, but very minimal though, very minimal. Even Parikshit Maharaj case also very, very minimal. So, same way in Kali Yuga it's rampant. So, the prison house is created by the government because there will be people who doesn't want to follow rules. So, for them it is created. So, we cannot say that government has created. That's why they are started, stealing or killing. They are performing. No, it is their independent desire to do that. But government is giving the facility. All right, if you don't want to follow us, okay. For you, you cannot live here. You rather live in the prison. Same way, Lord also created Mahatattva. The few things we have to understand. Before the creation is happening, spiritual world is the 3/4. 1/4 is material world. It is like a prison house. So the Mahavishnu, Krishna is not coming into picture. Mahavishnu is glancing. Karana, the Sai Vishnu is glancing. This is originally this is pure. Okay, when he is glancing, he is agitating the material ingredients. Material ingredient. It is called Pradhan. In original state, it is not. It is called Brahman. Okay, Brahman effulgence. In that, there is one portion like a sky. In a sky, you have a cloud. When it is raining, then the clouds are formed. Similarly, same way within that whole Brahma Jyoti, Brahman effulgence, 180 degrees, you can say. So in the half, Brahman effulgence is in between spiritual and material world. That Brahman effulgence, Mahavishnu is glancing one portion of that, small portion of that is like a cloud. He is glancing, then until that point it is original, it is a Brahman. Then that when he is glancing, there is a Pradhan is coming into picture originally. That portion, it is after the Brahman stage. Pradhan is not Brahman. After Brahman, there is a Pradhan. Then from Pradhan, then the glance is transferred through Durga Devi and Kala Shakti, Kali, and through Shiva. Then there is reactions coming. 3 modes of material. It is getting time factor is coming. Minute time factor comes in. Then there starts activity comes into picture. Then that becomes Mahatattva, producing the reactions. 3 modes of material nature. And then naturally these 8.4 million species coming, because 3 modes of material nature, permutation common is 3 into 3, 9. And then there are 9 types of living entities, from aquatics to insects to reptiles to birds, different types of animals, bees, human beings. The 9 types of living entities. Each of them has a certain number, like human beings are 400,000, aquatics are 900,000, like the birds are 2 million or something. So like this, the category, a certain the 9 multiplied by this 909 million or something, totally it becomes 8.4 million species. So through these glands, because these living entities, these different species, innumerable souls, wants to enjoy separately, like the government is telling, you follow the rules, but they don't want, no, I want to be the master, let me do whatever I like in the prison house. The Lord is also, okay, alright, for you this is the place. You go to this material world, this universe, this country, this family, you do whatever you like. So choice I have given you, but you didn't want this choice, the choice I have given you, but rather you want to do the here in the material world. Alright, so then Krishna is through this glance, through Shiva and Kali, Durga Devi, then this material creation is happening indirectly through the power, potency of Mahavishnu is giving the transfer of power of attorney to Lord Shiva. then the creation is happening, then the living entities, Brahma is taking the charge, okay, based on your karma, you are going to enter into this planetary system, in this earthly planet, you are going to enter into this country, this family, you are going to marry this person, you are going to have these many kids. So everything is based on this particular balance of karma, you are going to get certain credits. Whether you will have kids or not, whether you will get married or not, whether you will have job or not, everything, nothing is by chance. Everything is based on what you have done, what are the reactions, how much balance is there, accordingly we are facing. But minute we use our free will to devotion service, then things starts changing. It transforms the reactionary work. It nullifies. Karmani nirdhati kinchu bhakti bhajam govindam adi purusham tamam bhajam. So that is the advantage of devotion service. It doesn't mean it becomes immediately zero when you start. It takes time because we are not pure. Slowly, gradually, the reactionary work becomes nullified slowly. It takes time. More we intensify, then more to that effect it nullifies more things because it not only today's the lifetimes, this lifetime karma. There are before lifetimes this still balance is there. When you are born, only certain balance is given. Otherwise, you cannot live. So much reactionary work you cannot face. So that's why bhakti has to nullify karma of this life and also previous lives. It can do, but depending on the intensity. In the fire, you have a big fire, then you put small things like some water, something which is not dried enough. Obviously, it won't stop the fire. Fire will keep on because it's a big fire. But your intensity of bhakti is not so vast, so intense. Then obviously, if you start putting some water, something which is not dry, then obviously that intensity, whatever is there, also it will slow down. So that's why it requires intensity, and we have to make sure what we put in it, what we add in it, is what we in terms of our day-to-day activities, in terms of what we take up, the tasks, the activities, what we take up in future. We have to make sure that it is going to not cause setback to the actual fire which is ignited, the fire of bhakti which is going on, bhakti shakti in the heart, not going to destroy, not going to deplete, not going to bring it down. So that must be the focus. Always the focus must be there. This is going to be affected if I am going to do this business, this job, this activity, this service, whatever, this n number of lists. Always this check and balance must be there against this. If not, then it's not going to really help us. The regulation, that is the regulative principle. Always we have to check what is going to cause decrease of bhakti, what is going to cause increase of bhakti. So that should be the barometer. So in this way we understand. Krishna has created because we want to enjoy separately. That's why Krishna has created. Otherwise, for him, he wants to be in love with all living entities. He wants everybody to be in the spiritual world. He doesn't want prison. He doesn't want a material world. But we are the one who have chosen what to do. Krishna had to create. All right, you do whatever you like. Free will is there. I cannot force. So that's how we have to understand, Mataji. Mataji, is that okay? Mataji, you are on mute, maybe. Okay, any other questions? 9:30 already. So tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, 8 to 9.
Thank you, Dr. That was helpful.
No problem. Okay, with that, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gopal ki jai. Gaur Bhaktam ki jai.